Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to show you best practices for setting up and starting your make-along. You want to set this up as far in advance as possible so that people have a chance to sign up, start engaging with each other, and start chatting about yarn and what you will all be making. In the maker side of GoSadi, you want to navigate in the left menu items to where it says Community. You can also get here directly by going to community.gosadi.com. That will take you to the community homepage, which at this time just hosts make-alongs, but so much more is coming. Here you can see we already have one make-along that's available, and any make-along that's available for people to join will show here in this Discover area. Once you're hosting a make-along, it will show up in the Hosted by Me stage. If you've joined a make-along, you'll see it here in the make-alongs that you've joined. And once you've completed one, it'll be completed here in your make-along area. To get started, you'll go up here to the right and say Create a Make-along. This is available to anyone with a paid account of GoSadi, so any twist, maker level or higher, or any designer level. You want to create your make-along, and I'm going to call this Demo 1. Visibility, this is where you get to select how people can find you and join. Maybe it's open, everyone can discover it on the Discover page and join. Maybe it's private, people can discover it, but you want to check they have certain skills or make sure they're part of your community, and so you want to gatekeep who joins. Maybe it's invitation only. This would be great if you're only giving a make-along opportunity to your newsletter. Put the invitation link in the newsletter so they had to have that link to join. And we have testing for designers. For purposes of this demo, I'm going to make it an open make-along. Select the start date and select the duration. Everything that we do for make-alongs is by duration. In this case, I'll select 6 weeks. Select the cutoff date. That's the last date someone can join. If you're doing an incredibly complex project and you don't think anyone can catch up and have fun after the 3rd week of a 6-week make-along, you might put that cutoff date in there. If you think it's an incredibly easy project and anyone can catch up, maybe keep it blank. Totally up to you. Select a pattern. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to do the Montgomery. If I learn how to spell, I should have picked an easier one. The Montgomery Street Shawl. It will tell you the craft type by pattern name. If the pattern's on GoSadi, the image will appear here. You can also upload your own banner, which has lots of information about the make-along if you want. We highly recommend this. If you're partnering with an indie dyer or a yarn company or a yarn shop, you could put a banner here that has all that detail and everybody's logo. For purposes of this demo, I'm going to upload an image I just created to show you what that could look like. And there you go. Add any details here. Now this is where you want to have some details about the make-along, something like links to yarn if you have affiliate links, links to substitute yarn if you want to offer some different yarn ideas to people in different regions, information about needles, hooks, whatever's needed. You could put in here some timelines and milestones, what you're going to be hitting each week of the make-along, and any important dates, link to events related to the make-along. If you're hosting a make-along group, a virtual event, we do that at GoSadi, whatever you're doing. You want to keep all of that in the important details. I highly recommend not making this too long so people can gather everything they need, but keeping the important details there. And then you hit create. You've created your make-along, and this is what it looks like. So you've got your link to the pattern, the information banner that I mentioned. You'll see all of the important details, and you can see this is why I suggested not too long, and it'll give all the information about the make-along. Anyone who's joined will be listed here in the makers section, so you can see everybody who's involved in making with you. You'll then see that you have host tools. In your host tools, you can edit the settings, manage members, and get your invitation link, or delete your make-along if you want to. Deleting is a no-go back moment, so only delete it if you really want. Copying the invitation link allows you to send that out to anyone you want to join the make-along. If they have a GoSadi account, they'll see this immediately, that they have been invited to join. If they don't have a GoSadi account, they'll be taken to the screen to create one. Anyone with any level of GoSadi can join a make-along, so it's not required to have the paid level. You can use that same link for everyone to join. The other thing in host tools is where you'll manage members. This is incredibly important if you have someone helping you with your make along and you want to make someone a moderator. Under participants, this is where you'll see them and you can make someone a moderator. You can also see people if you have a private make along. This is where they're going to come through. And when they come through here, you'll approve them into the make along. And then you're off to the races. I mentioned about, the last point I want to mention is what I mentioned about all the information here. You kind of want to put all that here. So let's say, for example, I put a ton of pattern details, lots of details. So everything is here. And then words and more words, some more words. That's bad spelling. And maybe these are bold words. And so this could be where you're putting like descriptions of stitch work that you're going to do and all of that. Once you post it, you could pin it to the top. So that means that really all of the pattern details can stay at the top of your make along no matter what chat goes on beneath it. Or you could leave it over here on the right in important details. Completely up to you. You can unpin it at any time or just leave it there. You could say something like, everybody, please acknowledge once you've read this with an emoji, a yarn emoji. So everybody who's read this will have given you a yarn emoji. You could really use this tool however you want. At the moment, you can only pin one post to the top, so make sure that that's the most important information you want everyone to have. And then you're off to the races to host your make-along. We're so excited to see what everybody makes using GoSadi Community.